Before the Blender logo that we use and see everywhere, there were several versions and iterations over the years. From the very beginning, before Blender was even created, the early 2000s, and after Blender started becoming what it is today. So we're gonna see how it changed over the years and why it is designed the way it is. Before Blender existed, Toanimate was developing a ray tracing program called Traces on the Amiga, starting around 1989. The Traces software initially used Sculpt 3D as a modeler, then grew into a full animation suite. Its logo was a simple icon representing a camera, initially a stylized half circle with a red dot, which I think represents a camera symbol in the Traces UI. At the time, this minimal design conveyed a sense of simplicity, but later some observers linked it to an abstract smile supporting a dynamic red sphere. In practical terms, however, it was just a functional icon created by Tan himself to mock the camera tool in his array tracer. By the mid-1990s, the software called Traces was becoming too limited for Tan's ambitions, so he began redesigning the software architecture from scratch, an effort that would eventually give birth to Blender. Notably, Neo Geo, the animation studio where Tan worked, had a demo reel featuring the song Blender by Yellow, which inspired the name of the new 3D software. In other words, Traces was the parent of Blender, and its humble camera logo would evolve significantly as the software transformed into what we know as Blender. As the 3D suite took shape at Neo Geo, Blender needed its own identity. The first Blender logo incorporated the old Traces emblem, but expanded it into something more complex. As you can see, it is clearly an eye. In this early logo, the original Traces camera icon became the core of an eye motif. The result was a flat, graphic eye shape, and red iris encased in concentric shapes, symbolizing vision and visual prowess, which I think refers to what 3D software do. This eye logo gave Blender a distinct mark during its Neo Geo era. The symbolism was straightforward. An eye represents observation and visualization, and the design was likely a collaborative effort by Tan and his team, making it one of Blender's first in-house branding elements. During this period, Blender was still an in-house tool, interestingly enough. Neo Geo even used it to develop video games under a codename NG, referring to the first letters of Neo Geo, N and G. Thus, the eye logo appeared in various internal projects. This early logo gave Blender its own face, as it started to grow beyond Traces, setting the stage for a more formal identity once Blender left Neo Geo. In 1998, when Not a Number was going through the free era, things started to change. Tan Rosendal spun off Blender development into a new company called Not a Number, named after the Not a Number error that his C compiler would throw. During this stage, Blender was released as a freeware to the public and gained a lot of offline presence. Blender's logo at this time remained the eye-shaped emblem, which was carried over the Neo Geo days. There was not yet a polished corporate logo, as Tan's small startup had limited resources for branding. By the year 2000, Blender's rising popularity attracted substantial investment during the dot-com boom. The company Not a Number secured funding to burn Blender into a commercial venture, aiming to develop it into a comprehensive game creation kit for professionals and hobbyists. With this expansion came a mandate for a more professional brand identity. It was clear that Blender needed a polished new logo and branding strategy to appeal to a wider market. Tan and his team approached this methodically, only after hammering out brand values in addition to the tone, even running Blender ads in gaming magazines like Edge. After that, he did the actual logo design until after that when the actual logo design began. A professional graphic designer was contracted, but the process was far from smooth. Enjoy humorous recounting. With two CEOs and me as art director, the designer got a little taste of hell. There was extensive back and forth and multiple design directions explored. Todd Rosendale and Jory themselves kept sketching their own ideas along the hired designer's work, constantly changing course and refining concepts. According to Jory, the team eventually settled on a set of key themes for the new logo: community, web, and hand-eye. The eye direction was chosen again, this time merged with the idea of the hand. The logic was to symbolize both creative vision with an eye and the act of making or collaboration with a hand. The final result unveiled around 2000 in the now famous Blender Swirl emblem, a flat symbolized graphic that can be seen as an eye emblem in a helping hand. The logo consists of an orange circular shape with 3 curved arms and a solid blue circle at its center. It's often paired with the wordmark Blender in a clean lowercase sans serif font. The .com bubble burst soon after. Another number went bankrupt in early 2002, leaving Blender's future in jeopardy. Through this turmoil, the Blender logo survived and continued to represent the software, but a few practical refinements were made. One issue discovered was that the logo, as originally designed, did not display well on dark backgrounds. The orange and blue elements had no border, so against dark colors, the logo lacked contrast. To address this, the team created a white jacket, essentially adding a white outline or a backdrop around the logo. Eventually, they decided to make the inner white a permanent part of the Blender logo's color palette. In other words, the white fill you see inside the orange symbol surrounding the blue dot is intentional. It ensures the logo looks correct on any background. Jory knows that initially, this white area was just a workaround, but over time, it became an official element of the design. You see, this period was chaotic. After Not a Number's bankruptcy, Blender's ownership was unclear. The logo and Blender trademark technically remained an asset of Not a Number holding company. Of course, after the bankruptcy, we could not presume anything anymore, Jory remarked, meaning they couldn't be sure if they would even be allowed to keep using the logo or the name. Fortunately, despite Not a Number's collapse, Blender's community was still going strong, and the software lived on in the user community and among ex-employees who continued to use the Blender name and the logo informally, while plans were made to save the project. In mid-2002, the Blender Foundation was established by Todd Rosendale as a non-profit to secure Blender's future. With community fundraising, Todd was able to buy Blender's source code from Not a Number creditors and release Blender as an open source software in October 2002. Throughout this transition, the Blender logo remained the same. The swirl design introduced in 2000, and the foundation did not try to rebrand or change the emblem. And as you expect, there were both practical and strategic reasons for this choice. From a legal side, the Blender trademark and logo were still owned by the dormant Not a Number holding company, and the new foundation only obtained the right to use them. As Jory pointed out in 2006, the Blender Foundation doesn't own the brand Blender and its logo. That's still a part of the Not a Number holding. The foundation only has the right to use it. Since Not a Number holding was essentially defunct and in deep sleep, there was no real threat to Blender's use of the name, but it remained a valuable trademark that had to be handled carefully. Thus, the foundation was careful to respect the logo's usage and ensured it was always presented appropriately in official context. Today, Blender's logo is well established worldwide. It appears on the Blender website, software splash screens, merchandise, and countless artworks made by the community. With such popularity, people often experiment with the logo's look, but it is generally understood that the official logo should be used consistently and with respect to Blender's branding rules. The Blender Foundation has published clear guidelines for logo usage. For example, not altering the colors or proportions and not claiming to own the logo, in addition to other things. And the community mostly abides by them to protect the brand's identity and to respect the software and its developers. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.